jizz mopper.
What?
I hate puppies.
Does that for free.
We're all out of mops.
Good podcast.
I feel threatened.
Oh, God.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Inside the Pallet House, the only podcast dedicated to solving first world problems and hopefully helping you figure out what beer you should be...
What beer you should be drinking.
Thank you, Stu, for picking me up when I fall down. We're heading into St. Patrick's weekend. It'll be next weekend.
Are we doing a remote from Savannah?
Right now, we are. It's a big drinking weekend. We want to get ahead of it. This is a top secret special episode to tell you everything you need to know about St. Patrick's Day and how to knock it out of the park. Let's be honest, St. Patrick's Day is like New Year's Eve. It's full of idiots drinking. Kind of sucks. A lot of respects for us real drinkers.
Just different colors.
I'm just saying all these neophytes are out there now drinking with us. Rabble-rousing, causing problems. It's
Trying
not
to
great.
be someone.
It's like the people that go to church only on Christmas and Easter.
Yeah, they show up in their suit, and you're like, Dad, where were you in August when you needed Jesus?
Or St. Patrick's Day Eve.
St. Patrick's Day Eve's a good day.
Unless
And
it's a
Eve
Monday.
Eve.
But this year's crazy because St. Patrick's Day is falling on a Sunday, which we may have a best of coming out that day. We may have an episode. I haven't figured that out yet. It's a long story.
It's a slow burn.
But look, everyone else party, we're going to do it differently.
My daughter goes to Tech, and they throw down for St. Patrick's Day, and they are going to throw down on St. Patrick's Day Eve.
Yeah, that's the day.
They are not going to party on Sunday. They are going to party on Saturday.
This is the year that St. Patrick's Day Eve will be the bigger one. Because that's just what. Oh, you got the Rock Dingo bottle opener there, Troy?
Boom.
I had to use a good one.
Yeah, that's the best bottle opener in the house. So Troy's over here playing bartender for us. He's mixing up. So Troy, just pick a line on there.
Yeah.
Like I was thinking at the bottom of the writing.
That's where I'm going.
There you go.
Mixing. Mixologist.
Troy's playing bartender. So I'd like to remind people that St. Patrick's Day is not just about drinking.
It's not?
No, that's racist.
It's an American holiday.
I just find it fucking disturbing that like St. Patrick's Day everyone's like, let's get drunk. And I'm like, no, let's celebrate Irish heritage. You know, people don't
Let's get drunk.
You see, that's exactly the problem.
Oh, you're right. Fighting is also involved in that.
Don't
Okay.
forget the fighting.
Officially the most racist son of a bitch in the room.
I'm half Polish. I can make those jokes.
Oh, you're too
I'm the
stupid to know you're
most
racist.
oppressed.
Ignorance is bliss.
Yeah.
I have the most pages in the joke book.
I would have had you at 100% Polish.
Thank you, Troy. Troy's helping. Isn't it funny how like I'm like, no, you're being racist against Irish. I'll be racist against you Polacks. I'll show you.
I heard you were fishing one time.
Oh, you're gonna tell Polish jokes?
No.
Please do.
We can. We got to fill some time.
Come on, what's the rest of the fishing
I
one
don't, I
time?
don't even know because I blog it out because it's very hurtful.
Come on, dude.
I seriously don't remember.
So there was one time my brother, they had to do these like word scrambles to like make sentences when he was in elementary school. And one of them was like Jimmy waxed and polished the flute or
The what? Jimmy waxed and polished the flute?
it was
What?
it was supposed to be like
He Polish the
Jimmy
floor.
waxed and polished the floor with a shoe or something like that. And my brother wrote it like Polish Jimmy waxed the floor with a shoe. That's how he undid the word jumble. And this is like in the early 80s. And it was the first time I'd ever seen like a teacher be like,
Correct.
This is racist.
This is racist.
A Polish guy waxes the floor with a shoe.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah. But that's how my brother read it. He was like, they must have just meant Polish, not polished. He's like,
It's better than the submarine with the screen door.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That one's lived on in folklore forever. My brother's Polish Jimmy waxed the floor with his shoe. He was like, that makes perfect sense.
It does,
'Cause
actually.
you can't wax and polish.
Right.
We got a little bit of these beers left over.
Okay.
I'm mixing them.
I'll take the heart.
I'll take the cider.
There you go. You're probably gonna need a second
Little
Guinness.
Smittix Red Ale. Nice.
Let the foam settle. We got time. So, did anyone have any pro tips for how to properly celebrate St. Patrick's Day?
How to properly celebrate St. Patrick's Day?
Like, I'll start.
Okay, give me a pro tip.
Yikes.
So, I think a big part of celebrating St.
Take
Patrick's Day.
Alka-Seltzer first.
No, you see, this is the racism I'm trying to avoid. Irish music,
Okay.
beautiful thing.
Like
Beautiful
it.
thing.
Like it.
It has gone through many transitions from the 60s with like the Clancy brothers putting out some amazing stuff, like the Carnegie Hall Clancy brothers. That could be some of the most quintessential Irish music, all the way up to like the Dropkick Murphys today.
And Sinead ripping up the sign of the Pope in SNL.
Okay. Now in retrospect, was she wrong?
She was right.
Okay. So can we just stop bashing
Only took 30 years.
Sinead? You know?
The
Cranberries. There you go. There you go. I respect it. Dolores O'Riordan.
That's right.
Fantastic singer. Van Morrison.
Oh, yeah.
Irish music. You know, there has been so much good. Christy Moore, if you haven't had some time to spend with that guy, boy.
Oh, and
Amazing.
I don't know if you guys have been paying
Andy
attention,
Stewart, the Fury Brothers.
but our own local celebrity from Nashville who I follow, Claire Cunningham, she has been
Irish.
winning awards like crazy lately.
She's going off.
Yeah.
She's going off. But so I was thinking about like the perfect playlist to like bring you through a few hours of fun for St. Patrick's Day. And so I think I've got it. You start
Just polka music the whole way.
the whole time. You start with an album called Irish Heartbeat by Van Morrison.
Okay.
Now, this is an album that he did back in the 70s with the Chieftains, who are considered one of the quintessential Irish bands, traditional Irish bands, and Van Morrison being the greatest voice to ever come out of Northern Ireland. I won't give him all of Ireland, but I'll give him that little unfortunate section of Ireland that's held under British rule. It pisses me off. Like, let them be free, but that's a whole other thing. Don't want to get too political. But Van Morrison and the Chieftains made this album called Irish Heartbeat. Now, this is a true Irish album because you got traditional Irish music behind it. You got Van's voice, and he sings everything from traditional to even in Gaelic. Perfect to get you started early in the day. You're going to hear some brilliant traditional Irish music.
Is every track a banger?
Yeah, pretty much.
Huh. All right.
I mean, honestly, it's pretty spectacular. I own it on vinyl. It's that good. So you take that, then you got to transition to the Pogues' greatest hits. Because the Pogues are going to show you that blending between traditional Irish music and what at that time was punk.
And for our listeners, this is where we're going to stop talking. We're going to listen to the entire playlist. Here we go. Ready? Play.
Yeah, boom. So you take Irish Heartbeat, give you your traditional. Then you get the Pogues, who are going to blend traditional and what we consider modern kind of punk Irish. And then you just go and find your favorite Dropkick album.
Right.
Now that you've had a few drinks, you know, you've been feeling it, and you kind of...
It's 9:45 a.m.
Well, 9:45, you start with Irish Heartbeat.
Oh.
That gets you to 11. And 11, you put in the Pogues. And somewhere after that, you know, you're after around 1 o'clock. And you're like, "Gah!" And you want to rage. So pick yourself a nice Dropkick Murphys album and let it go. And I think at that point, you will have
Fight.
You will have all the.
I got
You know
one
what? I
black guy.
realized that even in my quest to find the non-racist side of it, I did bring us to the fight.
Yeah. It always goes back there.
Gosh, that was really unfortunate how that played out.
Stereotypes are there for a reason.
Yeah.
And in this case, the Irish embrace it. Mm-hmm. No, not mad at them. But it does,
Notre Dame, the Fighting Irish.
which is horribly offensive.
That's
Which
way
is
worse than the Celtics.
Which is,
Yeah, the Celtics is fine.
I mean, they do fight the fans.
but you know that do you know the backstory behind the Fighting Irish for Notre Dame?
It was actually all of the people who were in there originally were Irish.
No.
The priests who owned
All
it
the-
or something.
I
no,
think
no, no.
Stuart's going to tell us.
Yeah,
Tell
here
you
we
if
go.
you want to.
Yeah, please.
Or I can just let it go.
No, go.
So
No,
Prince-
I meant let it go. Don't tell me. No, I'm
let it
kidding.
go.
No, please. I'm sorry.
Is it a wild and crazy story?
no, it's just that these two guys from France. No, so it's all Franciscan monks that run Notre Dame
Okay.
back in the day, and the head coach for Notre Dame at the time when they started playing football, the team was doing very bad and not playing up to par. And they said, "You guys," this is a French guy telling the team, "You guys are not playing very well. You're fucking fighting like the Irish."
A French guy
So the
was going to talk about how weird they were
how they were
fighting
saying
enough?
they were saying like the fighting Irish. You're fighting Irish. You're fighting like Irish, meaning the Irish people didn't fight very well, and it was a
The French.
this is the French because and so that took off, and that's how they became the Fighting Irish. But it was
Hold on, so you're telling me-
it was a call? It was a call from the coach to say you guys need to start playing better because you're fighting like the Irish.
Hold on,
which means the Irish don't
You're
fight.
telling me
Because Notre
that the
Dame is
Fighting
not,
Irish,
Notre
which
Dame
is
is not an
already a-
Irish tradition. Notre
No,
Dame
but
is not an Irish tradition.
But
school.
already the Fighting Irish with the little leprechaun with his fists up is already kind of offensive. But it was actually used as a derogatory slur by the French, and then they just adopted it as the name. So not only is it
mean-
offensive in look, but it was offensive from jump.
mean,
Like it was used as a derogatory slur
Troy just pulled it up.
by a bunch of
I mean,
surrenderers.
the internet completely disagrees with Stuart.
Thank you. Thank you.
I knew this
I will
was
tell
going.
you completely
As
because
soon as I saw Dave pick that phone up, I was like, I know
Dave,
exactly.
do you mind
where this
telling
was-
me what your internet says? Because Stu's asking Jeeves.
I went to fightingirish.com and they highlighted the most generally accepted explanation is that the press coined the nickname as a characterization of Notre Dame's athletic teams, their never say die fighting spirit,
Yes!
and the Irish qualities of grit, determination.
that's not what they said when we took
tenacity,
the tour.
Drinking and fighting.
No, it didn't say drinking.
Or fighting.
But
That's not what we.
now, Stu,
Did you get that tour on the internet?
Nope, in person.
Stu, how deep are
The
you going to
SCAD
have to go?
students told me.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is not, Stu's
is
just
awesome.
Googling away.
Google me
Googling away.
right.
Now
He's
the,
on lemonparty.org right now.
the beauty is that no matter how wrong
I'm a life
you're-
member.
if he types in something like Franciscan monk theory of Notre Dame
Yeah,
fighting
yeah,
Irish,
yeah.
it'll
University
pop up.
of Notre Dame.
There's one guy on Reddit who's like,
Yeah.
here's what I heard.
There's always a way.
Username
You could be like
Stuart.
1 + 1
Yeah.
= 3 theory, please. Like, it'll come up. Doesn't
Big-
make it right.
Big Stew Dog 69 says.
Everyone here is wrong.
That was awesome.
No, favorite. I just watched Stu's face light up, then go dark, and then I watched him hit the back button on his phone. That was my favorite one-act play I've ever watched. Was right there in that moment.
I just like the part of the story where a monk is judging Irish people.
Yes, as monks are known to do, be judgmental and racist. Like what?
Okay, the first use of the nickname "Fighting Irish" for the Notre Dame sports teams may have been in 1909 when legend says at players' speech
I
at
like that they
halftime.
said May.
Well, this is
know.
coming from
You
1909.
accidentally read it verbatim.
This is what they tell you when you're on the tour.
Is this the University of Southern California
When-
.edu?
When it says A player's speech at halftime of a football game against Michigan inspired furious comeback. He reportedly yelled to his teammates with the names like Dolan, Kelly, Glenn, and Ryan, "What's the matter with you guys? You're all Irish and you're not fighting worth a lick." So
All right.
I had it backwards.
Number 1, source, and number 2, where's
So-
the French guy in this story?
It was the French.
So-
Polish. I'm still.
No. So it was not a derogatory. He was calling out his own players for saying,
Okay,
"You
but
guys
he's
are
saying
Irish and
you
you're not
should be able
fighting
to
like
fight."
the Irish."
Okay.
So I had it backwards.
Very different. Way backwards. Like way backwards.
One was very derogatory, and one made them sound like heroes.
Yeah. The Irish are known for being. Okay, Stu, I'm willing to accept your apology.
Right, because the French guy was saying you guys
had
are
it-
bad at fighting.
There was a whole
you were
lot of
fighting
information
like
going on.
Irish.
Yes.
And now the news story is you guys need to
Are Irish,
fight
and you need to
like
fight
because you
like
have so much fire in your belly.
Right.
So there you go. I had it backwards.
I see that. And I'm glad because
It's St. Patrick's Day week. What do you think we've been doing? Drinking.
just offended. I was offended. And I just think the whole thing, I think the way we celebrate this is just over the top.
I think it was coined by a guy in Arizona.
Well, I doubt it. Those people are,
He'd be right.
He'll sell you some beachfront property.
those people are awesome. Especially the ones that are transplants from Chicago.
I just like that Troy is very focused on his phone. He's carefully parsing what he's about to say.
Yeah, I mean, I just went straight to Notre Dame's website.
Oh shit!
Well,
You
they're
guys
not
didn't
going
think
They're not
of
going
that.
to talk about it.
Do
Yeah.
they have a take?
Yeah, I mean, it's basically just it's quoting some guy saying the language you use here, the Fighting Irish. What we actually mean mostly when we talk about it is an indomitable spirit, a commitment, never tentative, always fully committed to life itself. That's really the spirit of the Fighting Irish.
Boom.
But that was written by some dude in the 90s. I want to hear from a dude in the 1890s.
That's one story anyway. Actually, no one really knows for sure how Notre Dame became universally linked with the Irish. All we have is conjecture. But that's the Irish way, isn't it? Never let the truth get in the way of a good story.
I am not offended by that
The
statement.
Fighting Irish nickname was first coined for the Irish immigrant soldiers who fought for the Union during the Civil War and what became called the Irish Brigade, including 3 regiments from New York.
What side were they? Oh, New York. Sweet.
Their
The woke
valor,
side.
the Union side. Their
Just want to know if we
valor,
can keep their statues up.
their valor was later memorialized in the poetry of Joyce Kilmer. That's also the Irish way. Ireland's poetry is often better than its fighting, turning defeat into eternal glory.
I will Venmo $5 to the person that can find Stewart's version of events.
Yes.
So this French monk walks in the room, right? And he says, "Look at all you losers, losers! Look like a bunch of dirty Irish there.
excited. I'm
Your lack of fight, your
Here's the
drunken drool on the curb.
Here's the
of
difference.
course you've lost."
Here's a different version of Stu's second story. The first use of the nickname Fighting Irish for Notre Dame sports teams may have been in 1909 when legend says that a player's speech at the halftime of a football game against Michigan inspired a furious comeback. He reportedly yells to his teammates with names like Dolan, Kelly, Glenn, and Ryan.
Okay, here we go.
What's the
Same
matter
story.
with you guys? You're all Irish and you're not fighting worth a lick. So
And they won 3-0.
No passing.
yeah.
Thanks to the old foot of McGillicuddy, the single greatest kicker there's ever been.
And 2 nurses.
He was 3'2", but he had a foot that was 2'3". He could kick it from anywhere on that field, unless he was drunk.
Dude, my memory.
No,
is
unless he
going.
was sober.
Unless he was some real good God. Yes.
So
Two shots later, he hit it from 72 yards.
back to your first question about like tips for
Yes. Do you have any?
tips. Yeah. I mean, really, the best tip is don't go out on
Oh,
St. Patrick's
Couldn't
Day.
agree with that more.
Oh, you're so old.
It is. I mean, and if you do go out, keep your head on a swivel because it's rookie season out there.
It is.
Literally a lot of fighting is going on, and it's bananas. Now, if you're going to go out, go do some day drinking and don't stay out into the night. Once the sun goes down, get your ass back home because you've already been drinking for 9 to 10 hours.
Absolutely.
That's why I like the Irish festival. Daytime.
But even then, like, you got to get there early, go home early.
Yes.
And I think is basically the gist of what Troy is saying.
I completely disagree.
Oh, let's hear it then.
Get there early and leave there late. It's St. Patrick's Day.
But it's amateur hour.
Right.
But you don't
Great
get-
stories that you'll talk about on a podcast years later. I don't have any, but
So
I was going to say.
this year,
I don't remember them.
my wife already has big plans. So my wife's birthday falls just shy of St. Patrick's Day, so it's going to be the same weekend.
This year does?
Well, it always does,
Oh, okay.
but this year it's all on. It's all.
Same time.
It all just happens to be available party nights.
Yeah.
Leading into St. Patrick's Day.
She likes her birthday, right? She makes a big deal of it.
I've been hearing about it for months.
Oh.
Today she already
I
made
thought at
plans.
our age, women stopped caring about that.
Seriously?
Yeah.
They stop counting, but they still care.
Boom. That's actually
Yeah, but
the
just
reality.
bringing it up and making a big deal of it is pointing out, haha, you're a year older.
I think like most women, it's
My wife's the same.
They want
she doesn't give two
They want to
shits.
celebrate.
it's a
to
week.
to
It's a
igno-
week to be celebrated.
Celebrate to ignore the number.
Yes, I think
Oh, totally logical here.
if your birthday falls on a Wednesday, then you should celebrate it the weekend before,
And after.
and you should celebrate the weekend after.
I agree.
Now, if my birthday falls on any fucking day,
Sorry we missed it.
maybe it gets brought up. It's one of those things where I pour myself a nice bourbon.
And
Also agree.
you like your birthday.
I do like my birthday, but I also don't like to make a big stink out of it. Like, I do like to have a birthday, and I like to think this is my special day, but I don't really do anything about
Let
it.
me
Yeah.
change it up. On the 5th year and 0 years, 25, 30, 35, 40, that's different, right?
Not at 45, but I think 21, 30, 40, none of this
I think
5-year
after you're
bullshit.
21, yeah, make a big deal on your
40,
the 5s
50.
and zeros.
But I don't even do it at the 5s.
Yeah, I mean, a big
But the zeros are a big
bigger
deal. Zeros are a big deal because you've officially moved into a whole other thing of fuck, those people are old.
But
Yeah, 'cause
55.
But your wife treats every year as a 0 year. Is that what you're saying?
Every year is a 0 year. Yes.
Well,
Don't
just for the
most-
listeners as they're listening to this, I'm 8 days from the 50.
Yeah, you're fucking gross. Like, that's disgusting. Do you remember what a hard
He's
on
still
felt
hitting
like?
on 18-year-olds,
Do you
though.
remember when blood went into your penis?
Last Tuesday?
Like last Tuesday,
Last
70,
Tuesday.
72. I'm not buying it, dude. Fucking flaccid at best.
oh, Lord.
Don't talk to me, Mr. Cialis.
Low dose. Low dose. Low dose. And perfectly fine. Very,
Normal.
very happy with how turgid my cock is. I got a dozen adjectives for hard. I got one for yours, flaccid.
Don't use words you can't spell.
I can't spell turgid. Nor do I have to. It's obviously turgid. It's engulfed, engorged. It's all the things. It's beautiful.
I think we're going off the rails.
Yeah,
It's fine.
that's what St. Patrick's Day is.
He's testing me.
All right, let's fight.
Go.
I'm not going to fight this flaccid man.
He's old.
He's French.
So this French monk walks into the locker room, right? And he says, "Look at you. You look like Stu's cock. You're just laying there." And now they're called the Fighting Stews.
All dusty, not being used.
Yeah, so dry.
In 1910, they were called the Flaccid Stewarts.
That's a much better That's a much better story.
Write that down.
I can't name it Flaccid Stewards. I just can't name the episode
You
Flaccid
can just say
Stewart.
stews.
We We got to come up with another.
You're not beating that. Literally.
Yeah.
You're not beating the Flaccid Stewards.
It just
And if you do,
hurts.
it's not worth it.
No,
Undefeated and
you just keep whacking it till blood comes out, and then regret everything.
So it just goes.
oh god.
It kind of felt good, mostly to get all that blood out.
I'm just here for your entertainment.
Said
Peace
nobody
out.
who met the Flaccid Stew. Oh no! All right, so I did.
You can't segue.
No, I can. I think so. Like we all agree,
There I was.
I poured those drinks 25 minutes
an
ago.
erect
These
cock
are
is
gonna be-
better than a flaccid cock.
I have a pro tip.
Oh, here we go. What is
All
it?
right. You
Just
got to
a
wear
tip.
green, because if you don't wear green, everyone asks, "Where's your green?" And that's annoying.
That's annoying.
It is annoying.
It's much better to avoid that conversation by just fucking wearing green.
Are these pants green?
Ish.
Camo.
Yeah, they're
Green.
green.
They're
I'd-
olive.
I would,
Yeah,
yeah, they're olive.
But they're not Kelly
light
green. You got to wear it.
So we'll go way back multiple episodes.
Yeah, I remember you had a green pant.
These are the khakis I bought to replace my green khakis. 'cause my wife said-
They're sage. Are they sage?
yes.
Yeah.
So I bought these to replace the khakis that my wife said are green. She's like, those aren't
she didn't
khaki.
like. Yeah.
So I was like, okay. So I went on in line and I got, these are the exact same color as the other pants I have. They just have a smaller waist.
Nice.
So I'm now still wearing green fucking khaki.
I have a second pro tip. Don't wear sage.
But could I get away with these khakis?
No, you won't.
No, you'll have to deal with the same. Where's your green? You're like, well, technically these are sage, and they're the
You want
second pair I
bright
bought.
green.
So it has to be a
Has to be a-
certain green. It can't just
not-
be green.
Kelly green.
There's a lot of greens.
But I'm saying this is very unfortunate because my wife goes, oh, those aren't khakis, those are green. So I get ridiculed
She's
for
right.
wearing green pants.
She's right.
But if I wore these green pants out on St. Patrick's Day, I wouldn't get credit
green
for the green.
pants-
You're also right.
Your
That's
green,
bullshit.
your
Yeah.
green pants are as green as the last beer was an IPA.
Right.
If the Celtics wore that color green as a throwback, everyone would boo them.
Yes.
I don't understand this. You color seeing people freak me out. I'm
color privileged.
I'm
more- we're
ridiculed,
more advanced.
but I'm ridiculed that these are green. But if I wear them on St. Patrick's Day, they don't count.
Correct.
That's bullshit.
All right.
Yeah, just
The
saying.
top of Troy's cooler is more green than your pants.
Maybe you should stay home, like Troy said.
Yes.
I would like to. I would like to.
But no
But-
good story from St. Patrick's Day starts with, I got home at 4 p.m. Let me
Okay.
tell you.
So I have.
I wore my sage pants that night.
So there has been in my universe.
Imagine me just in my sage pants going out.
Flaccid
St.
dick
Patrick's Day.
hanging
Here's a
out the hole.
wild story.
Yeah. Here's a wild and crazy story.
So
I went
I'm
on
out.
Gap.com and I went to get some green pants. And they were sage. Can you believe it?
What?
And multiply that times 40 on St. Patrick's Day
Yeah.
at a bar.
Yeah.
So I think we can all agree that Guinness is the finest of all the Irish beers, right?
Of course.
Now, in my universe,
But did we talk about the somebody threw a challenge
there's
out?
been some dissension in the ranks, and this is growing. There is a growing belief that Murphy's Irish Stout is actually the superior stout to Guinness, and that the only reason people drink Guinness is because there's so much marketing money behind it
Yeah.
that it keeps promoting Guinness, and it has squeezed out the little man being Murphy's Irish Stout. My goal tonight was to have a true head-to-head taste test between Guinness and Murphy's.
Couldn't find any Murphys a bit.
So I
You've
have
been looking for weeks.
weeks, and I went to multiple places today, and I finally talked to somebody who pulled it up on their computer at Total Wine, and she said, "Oh, it appears that it's no longer even distributed in the Richmond area. Now, in Northern Virginia, you can get it, but they have ceased distribution in all of Richmond.
So does that prove the point or disprove the point?
It proves the point that I'm pissed off that I can't get Murphy's, even though my whole life.
No, but do we think Guinness literally squeezed them out with distribution, or do we just think it doesn't sell enough product?
I think it doesn't sell enough because you know who distributes Murphy's? Heineken. That's not some
Yeah.
shithole brand.
Yeah.
No,
They're one of the top 2 selling brands right now.
yeah, but that just means that
Modelo and Heineken.
distributors
So-
are getting paid, like Brown or whomever who's actually distributing it.
Yeah, but here in
Just
Richmond,
saying, hey.
you cannot get
Yeah.
Murphy's. So I pivoted because the other thing that happens
You
is
are a good pivot, man.
a lot of people don't like Guinness. But on
They're
St.
awful,
Patrick's Day,
awful people.
you have to drink Guinness.
Speaking of marketing, Guinness has just as much bad marketing when it comes to that because people go, "It's so filling, it's so heavy,
Which is
I gotta
bullshit.
chew it. It fills me up so much."
So I have this
They're wrong.
100% right. They're the official beer of Notre Dame.
Guinness is?
Yep.
Because they're French.
Because the school was founded by French.
Oui, oui. So tonight I wanted to find the way to mix Guinness to make it agreeable for everybody on this St. Patrick's Day. Now, most people will think that a half and half or a black and tan, if you will,
Yes,
Is-
2 different drinks.
is a Guinness and Bass or a Guinness and Harp. And it really depends on kind of
Well,
who
half
you're
and half
talking
and a
to.
black and tan are 2 different drinks
Okay, so a black and tan.
because a half and half they're separate.
Yeah, well, a black and tan should also separate.
No,
It should.
no.
Don't have time to argue with you about this. I'm going to say should. You should say should
Well,
not.
Troy, what's a half and half?
It's one beer floating, the Guinness floating on top of another beer.
Half and half's actually the better way to order it because you can dictate what the other beer is.
Yeah, because we've done the Czech lager on the bottom and the Guinness on top.
And the funny thing is, the Guinness always goes on the top,
Yeah,
which
'cause it just-
which blows your mind because you think that it's going to be this thick, heavy beer,
Because it's a
but
night-
it's actually nitrogen. It will float on the top, and it's a lighter beer. But traditionally speaking, mixing Bass and Guinness is mixing the British and the Irish. I'm fucking not having it. So here we're doing traditional. Today we're going to taste test Guinness and Smithwick, Guinness and Harp,
my first DUI.
and Guinness and cider. And we went with a Strongbow
Can we
cider.
give some attention to Stuart's comment?
Yeah, I don't even understand. Where's your first DUI from?
I got pulled over after 2 beers and having Guinness and Harp.
You have a DUI after 2 beers?
Yeah.
Would you weigh 100
How's that
pounds?
possible?
Because if you blow a .08, they can run you in.
Yeah, but would you drink it in front of them?
I literally got pulled over 2 seconds from where I drank them.
Oh, wait, never mind. He's still talking to the cop. I had 2 beers, officer.
Yeah, they were
But
split. It's
How
actually
many
4.
did you really have?
2.
This isn't possible.
Doesn't make sense.
So it seems that you are correct. Half and half means half Guinness, half lager. Black and tan means half Guinness, half light ale.
Okay, so black and tan. So light ale.
But you can buy a black and tan like
Yes, like
In a bottle.
Yingling makes a black
yeah,
and tan.
and that's not separate.
No, it is not.
Yeah.
But if you order in a bar,
And they also say they don't use black and tan in Ireland because it's racist.
it does not say that.
Yeah,
The tan.
Seriously?
yeah.
Irish car bomb is racist. Well, offensive.
Accurate.
Offensive. Extremely offensive. It's like calling a drink a 9/11. It was the terrorist attacks using
Is there
car
a drink
bombs
called
in
9/11?
Belfast. No, but go to some other country and some asshole's fucking making it.
Ordering a black and tan in Ireland is a huge no-no because the term is considered offensive in that part of the world. The name was first used in an American magazine, Puck, in 1881 as a reference to the drink's color, but the term has completely different meaning for Irish citizens.
Good. I agree with it. These are all half and halves.
Which one, black or tan?
During the Irish independence movement in 1921, the British Parliament created a special force to suppress the Irish Republican Army guerrilla war. The Irish called the force's members the Blacks, the Black and Tans, because of their mismatched khaki military trousers and dark police uniforms.
Sage pants.
The IRA, the same people who
the
dropped
same
the car
thing.
bombs, again,
Yeah.
shouldn't be calling them car bombs. Terrorist act.
So it's not a race thing. It's a
Mixed match
Yeah.
uniform.
Just say I would like a Guinness with a shot of Bailey's dropped in it, or a shot of whiskey, or a shot of half and half, whatever it is. I like to call it an Irish drop shot. Just
I watched a video on that. It's a lot different than you think.
does it involve a flaccid penis?
The black
Not if you're giving a drop shot.
It's Stewart in a Notre Dame sweatshirt.
The Army was comprised mostly of former World War I servicemen, but it wasn't simply a counterforce to the IRA. The Black and Tans used horrifying tactics like burning down entire towns and slaughtering civilians. One of their most infamous acts was killing 12 civilians at a soccer match in Dublin. They also torched 20 homes in some place that I can't pronounce, a town in the northern part of Ireland, and the soldiers looted pubs and burned down a factory, killing 2 men in the process. Because of this mistreatment, the term Black and Tan is an insult to Ireland and would be culturally insensitive to use there.
And
Okay.
that's from the 1890s?
So, how should you order a Black and Tan when in an Irish pub? Simply ask for a half and half.
There it is. Very simple. So what we were thank you, Troy. That's actually way more than I knew.
Solving first world problems.
Actually, Ireland was a third world country back then. But that's neither here nor there. But now they're offended as a first world country.
And
So then
University
what
of
the-
Notre Dame was founded by French missionaries.
So, what the fuck did I make?
Okay.
Because you would never mix these drinks.
No, you would. So these are all half and halves. In fact, when I bought this pack, it was called the half and half pack.
Yeah, but they're not half and halves because they're all mixed. They're not sitting on top of each other.
Well, because we didn't do them that way. We're getting the flavor profile. So we have,
Well, where'd you come up with Guinness and cider?
That's a version.
so that is something that I think is a wild card.
Okay.
That you say half and half.
I'm a neophyte too.
So
then.
you say half and half cider and Guinness, and they know exactly what you're talking about.
Okay.
You could say half and half
You
Harp
didn't
and
have
Guinness,
a joke for the Guinness Insider?
or you say, yeah, Guinness is
It's not flaccid.
very hard, very hard.
It's called a snake bite.
But the problem is that
That's offensive to snakes.
Yeah.
some bars will make you a shooter. No, so for years I called it a snake bite, and I'd be like, "Hey, let me get a snake bite," and it worked for a long time. And then one night I went to a bar, I ordered a couple of snake bites, and then they handed me a shooter, and I was like, "What the hell is this?" Apparently, a snake bite is also a shooter. So
So-
now I've just started saying half and half Guinness and cider.
So when I was drinking, and
Try it.
I drank Guinness, and I actually took a Guinness class, and that's where they taught me about the half and half thing. And I always liked my Guinness with heart.
And
Half heart, half
tend,
Guinness.
I tend to like that, but I've never tried them like this: Smittick, Harp, cider.
Yeah.
Are we just doing them in row, in an order, or randomly?
I would come up with your own order.
Well, I think we should.
Okay, well, I'm currently having Smittick. and
We should
Guinness.
vote this like we do our drink challenge,
Okay,
right?
I'm down.
Like,
down.
oh, tally up the votes.
I think you have to take multiple sips.
Yeah, drink around, taste them all.
Okay. Troy, I will give you the official tally.
Yep.
I'm trying my Smittick and Guinness right now.
We got heart.
It's got a lot of
We got
a lot
cider.
of malt going on in that. Ooh. Guinness and Harp is damn near refreshing and crisp. That's a pretty tasty treat. Oh, fuck. Guinness and cider is truly its own beast.
We'll do low score wins again.
I feel like Guinness is when you have a gut that covers up your penis. So you have the Guinness cider.
You put that Guinness in cider.
Were you going down that route?
Trying to cover up the dead air of us slurping.
Well, we got Troy to pass.
How so? Now that since I'm not tasting all this, is the Guinness overpowering everything?
The Guinness and the Smittick, to me, like still carries a lot of Guinness. The Guinness and Harp is really
It lightens it up a
starting
lot.
to be about half and half. Whereas the Guinness and cider is kind of its own beast altogether. It's dessert Guinness.
Yeah.
Super sweet.
It's almost difficult to even put it in there because if you're a cider fan,
Yeah.
it's actually like the most brilliant cider you could have.
Tori, these are all 50-50, right?
Yeah.
It's not a Guinness. The cider is not a Guinness drink. It's a cider drink.
Very much. Like the Guinness
So
kind
the
of
cider's
takes.
taking over the Guinness.
Yeah, the
taking
Guinness takes a back seat.
Oh, interesting.
So if you like cider, this could actually be your way you could enjoy St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah.
Like, let me get a half and half Guinness and cider.
You should make one of those.
And that's why the Guinness floats on top, because it's lighter than
Something about the way
everything
it
else.
cuts it, though, is fucking brilliant.
It's good.
That,
Nice.
I don't know if you could. I mean, I never would have tried it, but I don't know if you get a Guinness to sit on top of a cider.
You can.
Yeah, you can.
It,
Yeah.
it sits
Does
perfectly.
it?
Do you have any?
Because it's made
leftover
with
Guinness?
nitrogen.
Do you have like 2 ounces of leftover Guinness?
No.
I don't want to.
Nope.
Well, Troy's had a Guinness and
Yeah.
cider. He and I have
Yeah,
had many
yeah.
Guinness and ciders in
Yeah.
our day.
Together?
Yeah. We do everything together.
Yeah. Double
Why are you
teamed it.
trying to make this weird?
I don't know. He started it.
Troy.
Yeah, but
Ooh, it is tough though. Actually, as you start to like really drink it, the Smittic kind of lets the Guinness do its thing, and that's sexy in its own way.
What is
This is going to be really tough.
Smith's is a red ale.
Yeah.
The Harp is a
Lager.
lager. And the cider is a, how do you say, cider?
Brown ale, I believe. And unfortunately, the best I was able to find was the Strongbow.
Did that not come in the pack?
No, I
other
had
three
to, I had
came
to,
in the
I
half
had to
and
branch
half
out.
pack.
I tend to like Magners with mine, but the Strongbow's tasting really,
Strongbow's
really
a
This is
very
this is
popular.
Strongbow
good.
Yeah.
Strongbow.
They're so much sweeter
So did you
Yeah.
buy
than like
a
most
pack-
ciders.
Did you buy a pack that had these purposefully to
3 beers.
mixed together?
So you can get right now the half and half pack, they call it. And it's 5 Smittic, 5 Harp, 5 Guinness, all of which with the draft, like so you get the nitrogen. So they actually pour exceptionally well.
No, these don't have nitrogen in them.
They didn't? They're just cans?
No, they're just cans.
Okay. Well, either way, they all came in the same size can, I guess
Yeah,
I should
yeah,
say.
yeah.
And they had
Because
them.
there's CO2.
I picked them up at at a Wegmans. And I saw that in Total Wine too. So this is something you can get everywhere. So if you want to try them, you can. The only catch being, if you want to do this taste test, you would need to pick up a cider. I would recommend a Magners before.
Well, in the true half
Strong.
and half, you pour the first drink in, and then you pour the Guinness over the spoon as it's touching the edge.
Yeah, you want the spoon to run into the wall of the glass.
Yeah, the
and then
upside
that
down
will-
spoon.
Yeah.
Pour it slowly, and because the Guinness is made with nitrogen instead of carbon dioxide, it sits on top.
And it's
Now
It's
I
a
just
cool
poured
look.
these directly in there. Yeah,
because we're looking for flavor. We're looking
Yeah.
for flavor. I don't need it to look good. They're in solo cups. It's kind of
Yeah.
a waste of time.
Well, even if you layer it, you let your beer sit there for a second. In about 10, 15 minutes, it's all.
well, not if it sits there, it's fine. Once you start drinking it,
As soon as you
it starts
sip
to-
it.
Right, but I'm saying
Once you agitate it,
yeah,
it's over.
like most things. You don't like, you know, agitation isn't good.
flaccid Irish.
It didn't come out my nose. I got it in my right sinus, but it didn't come out my
Nice.
nose.
That was close.
that's what she said.
Thank you, Troy.
So
Well,
one,
I've got
we're scoring
an order.
this. One is one, your favorite. 2 is your second favorite. 3 is your least favorite, and then low score wins.
So can I give you my order?
The backup, if there is a tie, most number ones. Does that work?
Yeah.
That works. All right. Yeah. If you want to give me your score there, Stuart.
So I'm going to go cider, Smittick's, Harp.
Ooh, your back two threw me for a loop. I knew you'd go cider because you're a cider guy. You like cider.
You didn't give me an order.
Cider
so number one is cider.
Number one is
Sorry.
cider.
Sorry.
Okay.
CSH.
2 is Smittick's. Harp is.
Last.
It's really tough because the cider is not a beer. I mean, it's its own.
It's a totally different.
It's a totally different
It's like
vibe.
putting sugar in coffee.
It's almost like you put the 2 beers against each other, and then you rate the cider as its own thing.
It's like you're rating what's better, like a rum and coke, a bourbon and coke,
Actually,
and a vodka tonic.
at the end of this, at the end of this, I would like to know Smittic or Harp, which score nets out better, because
Yeah.
I think Dave has a good point there. That the cider, like if you prefer cider, it's just you went with the cider. You know what I mean?
Well, it's completely. I mean, it's completely
Did you
different
hear my
alcohol.
analogy? I thought I nailed it.
Yeah.
Oh no, you did nail it,
Okay.
and that's why I'm saying like
Yeah.
it's
It makes-
except it's actually like a vodka soda, vodka ginger, bourbon and Coke.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like one of them's wildly different.
Yeah.
I like how Troy's was not wildly different.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bourbon and Coke, rum and Coke, and then the vodka tonic. That's not.
Oh shit! I didn't hear your middle one. No, I totally missed. Yeah. Yours is fair too. Yours is fair too. 2 Cokes and it's never mind.
2 Cokes, 2 dark liquors, and then a vodka tonic.
No. Yeah. So
Nailed it.
allow me to remove everything I said and just do this.
So, Brendan, there was this French monk.
No, I'm gonna.
Yeah.
See, I have the beauty of editing this, so I'm going to come back to this. I'm going to go with. We're going to start right here. Troy, that's a really valid point. Because
It's even funnier knowing he will not edit any of it out.
He's got no time.
because you had 2 Coke-based drinks
Oh,
and then
yeah.
1 tonic, which is exactly what I'm dealing with
Yeah,
here.
that's what
One's
you're
refreshing
saying,
and then
yeah.
one's a little darker. God, you're good at this. The best part is if I do edit it, only us will.
Yeah.
We'll all be like, "Oh, that shit's funny."
Yeah, it would be like to everybody else, you missed the best part of the damn podcast.
Yeah.
And everybody else will be like, "What? What's he talking about editing?" I'm very confused. Who's ready to go next, Dave or Brendan?
I am not
You're
ready.
not there. All right.
I'm not either. I'm having a really
Okay.
difficult time with this because all right. Here's why I can tell you where I'm having a hard time. When I did my first run, right, I go Smittyk last, Harp second, cider first.
Ooh.
But as I've been drinking them, I'm kind of like, I really like how the Smittyk's playing.
Oh.
So my last place has moved all the way up,
to first.
which is throwing me for an absolute loop.
With your cider in second?
Yes. But every once in a while I have a sip of the cider and I go, man, it's so good. Then I'm really having a hard time between the Harp and the Smittyk.
If we're being honest and true with ourselves, is it the fact that it's a cider? Does that like take it down a notch? Like it just doesn't sound as
No, it
cool.
depends. Well,
In the moment though, like,
if you're just going straight, I get what you're saying, but if you go straight off the taste buds, if you like ciders,
it's going to
it's
jump.
going to destroy everything. If you don't care for ciders, it
Yeah.
will probably be dead last.
Well,
But it jumps.
to
Like
Troy-
it's so
to-
freaking good.
I don't know if you said it earlier, Troy. If you said it, maybe it should have been a blind.
You would have
Oh, you
known.
would know that
you would
this
know.
is
You know the cider, but I don't know.
Right,
the,
but you may
the
not-
Harp and the
I am
Smittyk
having
are
a hard
close.
time telling.
Really?
Like at first,
With the red ale and the
at
lager?
first the Smittyk was wildly different than the Harp.
That's
But
crazy.
as I'm getting into it, it's really tough to distinguish much. It's like one is just a little bit more flavorful, and the other one's just a little bit more refreshing. But that's the only difference.
And
It's
if you
not
close
like,
your eyes, I don't know if you could tell the difference.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Stu had so many jokes, and he just let them be. He just let them be. He just.
Speaking of flaccid,
See,
No,
if it's big enough and it's flaccid, if you're a shower,
If
not
you
a
close
grower,
your eyes,
Yeah, that's. I wouldn't have thought that. I would have thought the red ale would still stand out.
Oh yeah, that's very good. That's very good. Very good. All right, here we go.
I'm
still happy with my decision because, granted, to your point, cider is completely different. But between the two of the Harp and the Smittyks,
It's still a
the
fair
Smittyk
taste
is-
test because you're basically tasting 3 different Irish drinks, and yeah, they're different drinks, but you can still determine which one you like the most.
Okay, I now have an opinion. I like the Guinness and Harp better than the Guinness and Smittyk. But I don't know where I put the cider.
Uh-oh.
But I'm officially, now that I just really went at the two, just to like get the vibe. And there's something about the refreshing and just kind of that general lager vibe that comes through that I like cutting with the Guinness. Whereas the Smittyk and the Guinness actually just makes it taste like a weird Guinness.
Yeah.
Whereas this actually has something to show for it in the Harp. So I'm going to go with between those two. But the question is, would I rather drink a Guinness and cider
Yeah.
or a Guinness and Harp?
I like saying it.
Guinness Insider.
Or Guinness Honor.
Okay. That's fantastic.
You gonna name this one Guinness Inside Her?
And that's good.
Phonetically.
Yeah.
Flaccid Guinness.
I'm
Guinness Insider 1.
all right.
Guinness and Harp 2. Guinness and Smittick 3. Allow me to caveat this just one time.
There he is. Using
That
those
these
words.
are all fantastic.
Well,
I've enjoyed the shit out of this, but in the vein of like helping people find what they should be drinking with Guinness on St. Patrick's Day, if they're not a fan of Guinness, it's really hard to beat Guinness Insider. It just is.
But on St. Patrick's Day, if I'm tubing down the river, I'm doing Guinness and Smittick's. The
Over
light,
Guinness and Harp?
yeah, like
Interesting. So, all right.
light,
so we
refreshing.
we have
I already
confusion.
voted, but
we have
just saying.
dissension all
Yeah.
over, except for the fact that Guinness Insider actually just pulled out 2 1s.
Guinness Insider is unstoppable right now. Like they can't be beat.
It can,
No,
It won't.
It
if
can't.
he puts it as a 3.
That would be 5 points for Guinness Insider.
So I,
Okay, hold on. Are you doing math?
Yes,
I was told there'd be no math on St. Patrick's Day.
Brendan, there's somebody I trust in this room to do the math, and he's standing right there.
What's going to be interesting
I'm with you.
is whatever Dave picks will have an outcome on
If you're a
the
beer
heart
drinker, if you're a
versus
beer
the
drinker.
You would
heart
think.
versus the
but you would be wrong.
no matter which way you pick, it's going to
Oh, no.
determine because they're tied up.
I'm throwing you a loop.
Oh, you can't tie.
Oh no!
What kind of fucking French bullshit is this?
So I am not a fancy Guinness drinker. I love ciders. I love IPAs. I love lots of beers. The Guinness cider wins.
Oh
That's
my
your
gosh.
number one?
That's
So
number
literally
one.
all of us just put
That's
the
a
Guinness.
sweet.
That's crazy. So now
But
Guinness
here's the thing.
should
for
be
the
candy.
For the last well, I love candy because I'm a fat guy. It's like cake. It's irresistible.
Hold on. Let me do the numbers here. You're fat and candy. No, I don't buy it.
You're racist.
No.
You're Irish.
No.
Same thing.
So much hate in this room.
And here's the problem. I'm happy I went last. And honestly, for the last 10 minutes, I've been taking a sip of each, sip of each, sip of each. I can't tell the difference. They're both 2s.
You can't do that.
I
No,
can't. I seriously can't.
You have to pick
You
one.
have to pick one.
I don't.
You don't
we
have
can't
a
have
choice
a tie.
because you didn't want to choose.
All right, I pick against Stewart.
That's logic reason.
I'll allow it.
I appreciate
I
that.
don't even know what he picked.
I love that choice, and I'll allow it.
No, it's good numbering. He's going he's going. So that's a good pick. Whatever.
Okay.
Because I know he hates IPAs and he loves seltzers, so I've got to be the opposite of that.
There you go.
So the results are in.
So I can tell you this.
Drum roll.
I did just have a heart by itself, and it tastes a lot like Zen.
Do you have a Zen in currently?
Get a Zen in
No,
there.
no. So I
That's the
Do an
joke.
old Zen in there.
I threw it.
Did you just drink the empty
I threw a Zen in the can, and I drank it.
He drank
And
it again.
I don't remember heart being this minty.
The nicotine salt in this beer is delicious.
It's boy, it's damn near addicting. All right, so Troy, officially, what is the just so everybody knows?
So the obvious winner here, by a long shot, and probably the biggest W in all of our taste testing we've ever done. I don't recall
That's actually fair.
any of our taste testings having a runaway first place. Like
It's like having
Everybody
2 beers and a piece of cake and being like,
Yeah.
what's number 1?
Yeah.
cake.
I mean, Guinness and cider, 3 1s. So I mean, it's the winner. You know,
I like how
without
we
a
threw
doubt.
the in there.
Yeah.
Guinness Insider.
So
can we trade-
between the 2 beers, though, for people who are beer drinkers but don't want to drink
So
Guinness,
between the 2 beers, the Smittick's and the Harp, we have a 8-7. That's how close that was.
And for Dave, they're the same.
So
No, we have to solve the problem.
One had 2 second places and 1 third, and one had 3 second places and a third. Or, you know what I'm saying.
Maths.
So the winner by 1 point would be the harp. Brendan had harp at 2 second place. Dave had it at second place, and Stu had it in third. So, but ultimately, it's kind of, even though there's a 1 point difference, it's a wash.
It's a personal preference on those two. Like, literally.
You're getting another harp and Guinness out.
Because he's going to tell us which beer he
The
likes
ice on
more.
the bottom of that might fall up.
Oh, the beer by itself?
The beer by itself. Where is your harp glass and where is your Guinness cup? I mean, where is your Smittix cup?
H&S.
Oh, we're gonna do just straight up taste test now.
Yeah, because if this dude has a preference,
I think everyone should join in.
I'm back to a regular job these days.
just drink those and tell us which beer is better.
Me
Because no, that is he literally just shoehorned it. He just
Yeah.
went against Stu, and I don't like that.
I'll allow it.
I'll allow it, but I also I find that it's a shit move.
Do we get
I
minus?
can't believe that they can be so similar when they're very
That's what I'm
different
saying.
beers.
I know the difference between a red ale and a lager, but
Yeah.
in those two drinks,
The Guinness takes it over.
The Guinness owns it.
It owned it, and I really could not tell the difference.
Stu, you want a
and the
harp
Guinness
or a
cut
Guinness?
enough of the sweet out of the cider to take it down a notch.
No, it did not. It was the cider ruled.
Yeah,
everything.
but it
Felt
obviously
like I was
took
drinking a cider.
But it obviously had to cut some of the sweet out of it because Guinness isn't a sweet
Just
flavor profile.
drink those two beers because this is the only fair way. Otherwise, we're literally just going. He said, "Screw Stu."
You guys,
And I don't think that's
you guys
a-
pad for 30 seconds. Let me take a few sips.
Oh, dude, we can pad. I'm not.
Oh,
So-
how can we do this?
Just FYI,
What are we gonna do?
I'll give you a little something.
Oh, not Stu padding.
Well, no, you referenced it last
Stupid,
episode. I just
stupid.
was going to let people know I took a new job. It's been great doing regular sales, get my evenings and weekends back.
Jizma.
I mean,
Yeah, but are you going to be able to vacation
Fluffer.
24/7, 365?
so based on my sales experience, they gave me a little bit more vacation time up front. So I'm really good with that. I can
I'd like
still
to
travel.
take the job. However,
Yeah.
I need February through November
Yeah.
off for
And-
vacation.
As a man who can't get hard, I enjoy
And they were
fluffing.
good. They were good about things. Like they're employee owned, so I got stock share options, and then I signed up for my 401k today, but I don't know if I can finish the race.
Nobody cares. Oh, I'm sorry. Was that my internal dialogue? Did that come out? Oh my, dude! Sorry, that was weird. I'm sorry.
You did yawn earlier while I was talking. and I
We're a
was-
double episode in. I did. Stu, please continue.
So we'll
No,
run,
you just didn't pick up on it.
we'll run that. We'll run the new job speak back in 2 years.
Yeah.
Again.
I will.
Well, you guys asked for it, so I said I signed up for my 401k, but I didn't think I
we
could
literally
finish the race.
didn't. We just.
All
Oh,
right,
that was a joke. I totally fucking missed that. Jesus.
Yeah,
I'm ready.
Okay, we have an opinion. Thank.
that padding sucked.
I like the lager better than the red ale.
So that
Okay,
works
so
out.
he stands to it.
Yeah. But
Okay.
That's also my MO.
Yeah, but that's fine. We're still just trying to get the rooms vibe, and it actually makes sense that when I offered up the beer, Stu went, "Yeah, give me the Smittix," and he
Yeah.
took it, and I was like, "Cool, I'll take the harp." So, all right, everybody's fine. It does
Yes.
the numbers work out.
But listeners, seriously, it's hard to tell the difference when you got Guinness mixed in.
No, it genuinely is.
For me.
It is a very difficult, but I think we have solved the problem here because
I'm not going to lie. I wouldn't have guessed the snakebite would have won.
no, and that's
running
what's
away.
so crazy. So that's the beauty of St. Patrick's Day Guinness challenge here, the half and half challenge,
Yeah.
is that we have found something that if you're like, I don't like Guinness, you don't have to worry about drinking the Guinness. You can still look like you're drinking Guinness. Just
Oh,
say, I want a
yeah.
half and half
Yeah.
with cider, and you're going to get away with one that won't taste like a Guinness.
Yeah.
It's like,
That's your cheat code.
It
Yeah.
doesn't taste anything like a Guinness.
no, it's basically like
But literally,
chocolate cake.
It's
you know what I mean?
That's
but it's
delicious.
to his point, to Dave's point about the cake. It's like it's coffee coffee with 2 pounds of sugar.
Yeah. All of a sudden you go, don't mind if I do. Sweet tea.
Right.
Right. It's like very different.
It's Wawa coffee, Sheets coffee, and a Starbucks Frappuccino.
Right, with extra whipped
Yeah.
cream.
So there you go. We did solve a first world problem.
Correct.
Yes.
We helped
did it.
people find their way through we navigate the difficult waters that are
We
Guinness.
gave you some pro tips.
We still have not solved if Murphy's is better than Guinness.
That's
I need
on our
to-
to-do list.
I need to figure this out, but it's not distributed here.
yes.
But this St. Patrick's
Next
Day,
time you're in Nova.
yeah, pick it up
Yeah, do a Murphy's.
and
a
bring
Gui-
it to us,
Yeah.
please.
No, I was talking to you directly,
when
but
you're-
I like
yeah.
your
I
idea
did-
better.
Oh, you're
When you're-
looking me in the
Yeah.
eyes on purpose.
Brady,
Okay.
when you're,
You
when
go to
you're-
Nova.
When you're in Nova, get a Murphy's, get a Guinness, and then put Strongbow in both of them. and see
Tomorrow
who
night.
wins.
Oh, snap. That's a whole different angle. I like this. Okay. Not mad.
But we've given the listeners some pro tips how to do
Enjoy their St. Patrick's
St.
Day.
Patrick's Day.
They've got music, everything but food. Because you know why? The food's not good in Ireland. Potatoes. They boil stuff. Even hot dogs boiled are not better than any other way you make hot dogs.
I saw some video. Somebody was like, check this out. You can boil chicken in water.
I saw that.
Yeah, of course you can.
I saw
And everyone's like, that's boiled chicken.
I saw somebody fry chicken in water.
Right.
How do
I
you
was
fry
like-
chicken in water?
They literally took a frying pan, put an inch of water in it, had it boiling, and put the.
Still boiled chicken.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, at least it
I
touches a little
misspoke.
metal.
I agree with Troy.
So I have to tell you, Brendan, before I knew what you were doing with the
French guy took
3
a
beers?
chicken.
Yeah.
when you were asked about Guinness recipes,
Chickens come
I
from
looked
the
up
French.
things that you could cook with Guinness,
Okay.
food wise. Chocolate and Guinness whoopie pies. There's a recipe for it.
Gross.
Guinness fudge bunt cake with Guinness fudge and
Is it all chocolate sweets?
no. There's a lamb
I'm just saying, 'cause
lamb
it-
stew. Guinness floats, which is a strawberry milkshake with Guinness.
But do you notice a trend here?
well, they got
Guinness with sweets, which is
To
exactly what netted out
Bringing
tonight.
this to a
Guinness
screeching
and
halt.
Guinness and no.
I
Guinness
noticed
and
that
hun-
trend myself.
Guinness and honey glazed pork loin.
Oh, here's the
Again,
wild and crazy recipe.
But you know what? You see what all you gave us? What 4 recipes?
There's
And-
a lot of recipes.
but
except
three
for,
of them were sugar based, which lends itself to the cider.
right?
Yes.
Very interesting.
Malted chocolate and stout.
Yeah,
layered.
you're 5 out of 4 now. I
There's
mean,
a
what
ton
are
of
we?
It's all
4 out
it's
of
all
5?
sweet.
No, it's very interesting.
Flaccid cake with Guinness.
Wait till you stick it in cider.
Big Dog Stew 69 coming at us again. Another great example.
If you hold the Guinness at the base and squeeze real hard, then the flaccid Guinness will appear hard.
Yeah, it'll get
during
all the
entry.
Guinness out of
It
it.
floats right to the top.
That way, when it goes in cider, it feels like a real turgid Guinness.
There's always a workaround.
There is. Hey, Troy, we made it.
We made it. We got there.
Hey, happy St. Patrick's Day,
Oh, wait,
everybody.
yeah.
Did we get any topics from the listeners in the past week?
Oh, let me check. Not just yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not just
Still
yet.
waiting.
You got some Venmo though.
I
We
did see a Venmo.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you, listener.
Came in from Flaccid 69.
How'd you know?
Don't give credit to Stuart.
Okay. Half hard Dave.
Accurate.
Oh, it gets better and better.
Don't keep asking. I'll keep sending. No, thank you all so much for tuning in. I hope you do have a safe St. Patrick's Day this upcoming weekend. My recommendation would be go out on the 16th because honestly, the 17th is amateur hour. It's not going to be great. Of course, they're probably going to throw all the festivals and all that kind of crazy stuff on the 16th. So maybe
Brandon-
just stay home and listen to some music.
Brendan will wear sage.
I'll wear
That's right.
sage.
Yep.
Well, on account of it's green, according to all you
Look for him in his sage pantaloons.
all you color seeing people. So I gotta believe Just because you guys don't give me credit one day a year, the 364 days a year you call these pants green. So I'm just going to go with the majority.
Yeah.
So screw them all. If you haven't had a chance to head over to Screen Door Mortgage, well, it means you probably don't need a mortgage. But if you do need a mortgage, you should head over to screendoormortgage.com. Talk to Jimmy. He'll take care of you. If you need sunglasses, head over to nectarsunglasses.com. Drop Abacus in the coupon code. You'll get 20% off what is already a reasonably priced sunglass. I believe I just stumbled through the word reasonably.
Yes.
I still did it again. Reasonably.
You did a reasonably good job.
Accurate. Thank you, Stu. If you guys
Stu
haven't had a
mopping
chance to
up
send
after
us
you.
any topics, I get that joke. If you need to send us any topics or want to send us any topics, please do so at insidethepowderhouse@gmail.com. We would appreciate it. And if you have too much discretionary money, well, we can take it off your hands. Just send it over to Venmo.
At Inside the Pallet House at Venmo.
That sounds easy.
It's that easy.
Is it just on your phone?
Just on your phone.
And
So
you
it's not your
don't
real
have
money.
to add the 4 digits.
Nope.
You
No,
hit the
just say
skip
it's all
button.
good. You'll see our logo.
Yeah.
So you know it's there. I appreciate Dave figuring out that that was a hurdle. And that's probably why no one has done it. Just like the giant hurdles to leaving reviews. Apparently they're huge, huge hurdles. Super
It takes
difficult.
days and weeks and hours, and it's a big thing.
Heard you had to stab a puppy to leave a
Yeah,
review. So,
yeah.
I mean, I get that it's hard.
Kick a hobo.
But if you're using a service that doesn't make you stab a puppy, just leave a review.
Yeah.
Be
It would
super
mean a
cool.
lot.
It would mean a lot to us. Thank you so much for
Okay.
tuning in. We'll be talking to you next week. Cheers.
Cheers.
Go Fighting Irish.
So these Irish guys are standing around, right? And they say, "What are you? You fight like a bunch of French."
Dementia is a thing.
The Big 5-0. That was a pretty good podcast, don't you think?
Nope.
A flaccid Pollock walks into a bar.